expectation of creation eagerly waits for the revealing of the sons of God. For the creation was subjected to futility, not willingly, but because of him who was subjected it in hope. Understand that along with us getting cursed, along with the fall of man, that the earth was cursed as well. Genesis 3:17 says, "Cursed is the ground for your sake." Now understand this. When we read back in Romans 8:18, when it says the words earnest expectation, creation is waiting with earnest expectation. In the Greek, that literally means creation is waiting with outstretched neck. So you have to understand that the earth is actually peeping, looking like Lord, when are your children going to finally become what they're going to do? The earth, creation, everything from the plants to the trees to the animals is literally waiting for us to take our rightful place. Verse 21 says, because the creation itself will also be delivered from bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of children of God. Creation itself will be delivered. So creation is waiting. But what is creation waiting for? I'm sorry. I'm starting to understand and found my voice as a preacher that I can't do nothing outside the text. That if it's not in the Bible, I have to find out what it is doing there. So I asked myself, what is creation doing? Well, if you go to 2 Peter 3:10, it says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens will pass away with a great noise, and the elements will melt with fervent heat. Both the earth and the works that are in it will be burnt up. So Peter's talking about that the earth will be burnt up. And so creation is waiting to get burned. Now, if the earth, that is an inanimate object, is patiently waiting to be burned in God's fire, how much more should we as children of the Most High God submit ourselves to the tests and trials in life and make ourselves pure and holy in His image? How much more should we know that the earth, at the point when we're all raptured and going away, God is going to consume the earth with His purifying fire. But yet we complain when our car is out of gas. Yet we complain when the light bill is due. Yet we complain when we don't see that God is working us, that God is moving us, that God is conforming us, that God is pushing us forward. We have to understand that that is what we're going for that glory. If you ever get the chance, I like driving. I like taking road trips. I want to go through Wyoming. And in Wyoming, there's Yellowstone National Park. And there you'll find a tourist attraction, and this tourist attraction is Old Faithful. Now, Old Faithful is this fountain, this is underwater fountain, and it shoots up water hundreds of feet into the sky. It's an amazing thing to see because you're like, wow, this is just shooting out of the ground, hot water, and it's on a clock. Now, next to Old Faithful is a lodge. It's a tourist attraction, so you got a lot of tourists that come eat. But there's a clock. The thing why it's called Old Faithful is because it can be timed. They know it's on a schedule when it's going to erupt. So what happens is all the tourists come, they take out their phone and they're ready. Hey, come on, Old Faithful is about to erupt. They see the countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And so they're eager and they're waiting. But if you look around at Old Faithful, the servers that are going there serving food, they don't care. They're just serving, just like, oh, yeah, Old Faithful, it's erupting again. It's just nothing. I got to do my job. I got to get this stuff done. But how many of us are like the servers? How many of us have become that we've lost interest in God and the splendor and what He's doing? We've lost interest in the wonderful, just the nature of God. And we just sit back and say, okay, God, it's just that. It's just Sunday. It's just Sunday Night Live, not much. Let me get up and go to church. And we know how to, buck and say, Ika Mahanda, and tap my toe 3 times. And we know when to run. We know when to shout. Because we've lost interest. We're no longer waiting with that eager anticipation. Paul continues to write in verse 23, not only that, but we also, having the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves, grown within ourselves, eagerly waiting for the adoption, the redemption of our body. What Paul is telling us that because the Spirit of Christ is in us, not only do we wait for the day, but also the Spirit within us. But here lies the problem. We have the Spirit of Christ living within us. We should be waiting for that day. Our cry should be, Jesus, come quickly. But instead our cry is, Jesus, I love you, but I need you to bless me with a car. Jesus, I love you, but I need you to bless me with a house. Jesus, I love you, but I need you to heal me. In spite of, I just need you to heal me. When the cry of the believer should be like, Lord, I don't want nothing else but you. Lord, I don't care if you don't bless me. Lord, I don't care if you don't give me the house. Lord, I don't care if you don't give me the car. Lord, I don't care is you. That should be our cry, because we're earnestly waiting for Jesus. Too many times, saints, we want the glow, but we don't want the glory. We want to be looked at as good. Like, oh, she can sing. Oh, he can preach. We want the glow. People say, high five, clap you on the back, and doing good. We want all that, but we don't want to humble ourselves in his presence. But I love it. I love Paul. I love Paul because he gives the answer and the solution that the believer should be looking for, that we should be looking for the hand of God. We shouldn't be looking for the hand of God, but we should be seeking his face. Verse 24 says this, and he comes and he's starting to wrap it all up. He says, for we were saved in this hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For why does one still hope for what he sees? But if we hope for what we do not see, we eagerly await for it with perseverance. No one, if you know that something is coming, you're just like, okay, it's coming. You know, I know it's there. You know, but when you don't see something, when you can't put your eyes on it, you get a little bit more anticipation. Christmas time when you was kids, you didn't know what you was getting, but you was anticipating it. You was ready for it because you couldn't see it. But your hope was in the unseen things. Understand this, creation is waiting. We are waiting. But what are we waiting for? We're waiting for Jesus Christ to return. Christ is our hope, and he is our answer, and that's what we're waiting for. I like going to the Message Bible because it sort of brings things to light a little bit more. And if you look at the Message version of 22 through 25, it says, all around us we observe a pregnant creation. In difficult times of pains throughout the world are simply birth pains. But it's not only around us, it's within us. The Spirit of God is arousing us within. We are also feeling the birth pains. These sterile and barren bodies of ours are yearning for full deliverance. That is why waiting does not diminish us, any more than waiting diminishes a pregnant mother. We are enlarged in waiting. We, of course, don't see what is enlarging us. But the longer we wait, the larger we become, the more joyful our expectancy. My wife and I are expecting our third child. You know, trying to brace myself, get ready for this. 3 children, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. You know the story, this wasn't the planned one. This was God's baby. You know, the doctor said he was on a 5-year plan, and then he said, surprise. I'm like, I'm not happy. But it's here now, so let me get God. This is your baby. So, you know, I got to brace my mind. I got to get prepared for this third child. But now, in fairy tale land, you know, the story that they used to tell their kids, they used to say, you know, there's husband and wife, honey, I think it's not the time we have a kid. Call the story. The bird comes and drops off a baby. You know, that's what used to happen. But in reality, there is a process that has to take place from conception when the seed was planted to deliverance when the seed is manifested. Y'all didn't catch it. What happens is the process starts when the seed is planted. From when you first accepted Jesus Christ into your life, in you was placed the hope of glory. Now we have a hope and a blessed assurance that one day the seed will manifest itself in Christ's return. That is our hope. That is our glory, that Christ and him alone will come back and manifest it in us. But in our waiting, we go through pains like childbirth. We go through trials. But all through it, all through the pains, all through the trials, God is growing something on the inside of you. He's maturing you. He's developing you. He is conforming you into his image. Verse 26 to 27 continues. Like I said, I can only go through the Bible and what it says, just going on down. It says, likewise, the Spirit also helps in our weakness. For we do not know what we should pray for as we ought. But the Spirit himself makes intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. Now he who searches the hearts, what the mind of the Spirit is, because he makes intercession for the saints. Because he makes intercession for the saints. See, this is another part that you can't understand. This is another part that you can't fully grasp if you don't really understand God's kingdom and the concept of time. Now, we know that God's presence is everywhere, that he's omniscient and omnipresent, and he's all-knowing. But the thing about it is that God's throne sits outside of this realm. God's throne is not in this same plane, in the same place where we are. So then you have to get the picture of this. Imagine this, that God is sitting outside of time, and he views time like a film strip. All right, so he sees your beginning and he sees your end. Now, what the thing about that is, because we have the Spirit living on the inside of us, making intercession to the Father, it's at that point that God is just waiting on the call. To step out of his seat of glory, to come down and step into your life, and to bless you. Don't believe me? Let's turn to Psalms 116:2. David writes it just like this. Let me get there. Psalms 116:2. Psalms 116, starting verses 1 through 2, it says, I love the Lord because he heard my voice and my supplication, because he has inclined his ear to me. Therefore, I will call upon him as long as I live. When I first read this, it wrecked me. It wrecked me so much because you have to understand, God is big. God is mighty. He is sitting on his throne. But David says that he heard my voice and my supplication. That means God, in all of his glory and all of his splendor, stepped down from his throne, put his ear to my lips to hear what I cried at night when no one else heard me, to hear what I muttered in my prayers when no one else heard me. That God thought enough of me to step into time, to step into my life, and listen to me, to hear what I'm saying, even when my words don't even make any sense and I'm just crying. He listens to me. That is a wonderful thing to know. Wonderful thing to know. But see, the thing is, some of y'all don't know y'all cute. Steve, I need you to help me out here, okay? I need you to play the intro to Amazing Grace.